Hey everyone, it's me, Jason, and welcome to my channel. Um, I there was a request from my Patreon that I do a video about my how I became a singer and like my history as a singer, and so I thought I would do that for y'all today. And especially for my patrons, thank you so much. But yeah, as you probably know, I'm a singer. I do love to sing, and I've been doing it for my whole life, actually. Whole life. Yeah. So starting from as a child. So, um, hold on, let me make sure this is recording. Is this recording? Yes. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, when I was a kid, well, my mom, she's a singer, songwriter, and so was my dad, who passed away when I was 12. Anyway, I'm just saying for history, but they were both singer songwriters and very talented. And my mom played saxophone when I was a baby, when she was pregnant with me. I mean, so um, did that somehow influence me musically? I don't know, but that's probably my earliest musical influence. um, but yeah, after I was born, I grew up listening to music like most people do, of course, but mostly Christian music because I grew up in a Christian family. But my mom, I would hear playing guitar and singing. She would sing to us kids growing up, and my dad would play and sing as well. He would do concerts. He was in a band, in several bands growing up. And anyway, I was singing as long as I can remember. Even like at church, my mom would have us like go to church and sing, in front of the congregation. And so it just was really natural to be singing and to be musical. But I wasn't playing any instruments, just singing and to listening. But yeah, my first time I sang by myself, the first time I could remember, we were living in Colorado, and I had been singing this song by the Winans. It's like this gospel group of five or six brothers, and they had this song that I loved, Tomorrow. So beautiful. Tomorrow. Anyway, you should listen if you haven't heard it. But I loved the song, and I guess I was singing it, and my mom or dad asked me to sing it in front of our family friends. I think it was me and my sister or brother or somebody that they asked us to sing it. But I was so scared that I actually put my back to them because I couldn't look at them and sing. So I was really shy, but I still sang it. And I can't remember if they liked it or not. But yeah, that's my first like solo or almost solo performing memory. Might have been by myself, or it might have been with a sibling. I have three siblings, so that's I don't know which one. It was a long time ago. Maybe one of them will remember. But yeah, so I never really thought I was a good singer though. I just thought everyone sings, it seemed normal. So I didn't think I was special in any way. Um, but as I grew up, we moved around. We ended up in Texas, and as a teenager, um, one of the first people who thought I had some talent, even though I still didn't really believe it myself, was my aunt Audrey. And she was putting together the musical stuff for the church. They were really active in the church, and so were we. But she would put on these like musical programs, like a song, have the either do a song herself or have the youth do a song every week, every Sunday. I can't remember exactly the schedule and all that, but anyway, she let me sing a few times, like solos, and that was really fun. But it was still like a group activity. But yeah, I thought I could sing a little bit then. But she gave me some encouragement. Um, and she also gave me some reality check too, about there's lots of people who can sing, which kind of hurt, but what are you gonna do? It I did listen. Listen. uh but yeah, but she did help me to shine. But she also helped me to not not try so hard because anyone could sing, I thought, or I don't know. I wasn't that great. But whatever. Confusing. Okay, so the next thing that happened to me though, I you know Six Flags over Texas, the theme park? Um they had like a recording studio there. I guess people could just go there for fun and like kind of record karaoke. And so I recorded I Will Always Love You by Whitney Houston. And I didn't know if it was good or bad, but they gave me a tape, right? And then I heard it and oh, that sounds good. I think they played it on the speakers at the park. And then our friends heard it, like family friends from the church. It was like a church trip. Everything was church back then, almost. It, and they were like, Jason, you sound really good. I'm like, really? And for a while, there was like I don't know, a little bit of a commotion about it where people thought, oh, he's really talented. And I was still like, really? Really? You know? And it was hard to believe. I don't know. I think I have self confidence issues, or especially had then. And but nothing really came of it because it didn't go anywhere. But uh, I did end up recording again before I graduated high school. I went to the studio to record a demo of a song I wrote and Oh Happy Day, the Sister Act 2 version. Uh, you know that song? Oh Happy Day? Yeah, and then I did an original song that was okay, I guess. It was like a He'll never let you go. Yeah, that was my song, me playing piano and me singing. And I wasn't a great pianist and never have been, but I knew a little because a childhood friend, mentor, had taught me some piano. And anyway, recorded it, played it for some people. The reaction was mixed. People liked my voice, I think, but the song wasn't that great. So, whatever. Side fact, that studio was run by the father of the Jonas Brothers when they were children. I used to know them, like we grew up around them, the Jonas Brothers. Who knew they were going to be famous? We had no idea. But yeah, that's a little interesting tidbit. Uh, but so anyway, after that, I went to university later. Nothing was happening musically. I had never been paid for anything musical. I had only sung in church and done the things I just told you about. Um, but then I went to university and they had like this singing contest, and it was like Apollo theater style. If you don't know Apollo theater style, it can be vicious. They could love you or hate you, and if they hate you, boo, get off the stage. Well, spoiler alert, I got booed. I think it's because I was trying to play and sing an original song that I had just written, and I was screwing it up. You know, like I was messing up chords and forgetting things. I was doing my best, but they booed me right off. That was painful, but some people told me they liked it. Maybe they were just being nice, you know? Um, anyway, so what else did I do? I I left university and ended up traveling with basically no money, but me and some friend were traveling across the country, and I ended up doing a karaoke competition. And at the karaoke competition, I won second place. Woo! And I don't remember what I won. I think I might have won like $50 or something. I don't remember. But it gave me a little confidence boost. I was singing Get Here by Alita Adams. Can you believe I remember this stuff? This is a long time ago. But it gave me a little boost. However, we were moving around, going state to state. We were working for a company that was opening stores across the country. And anyway, I didn't stay there, but it stuck with me that, oh, Jason, you know, you might have some talent in this area, and that was fun. And I also learned guitar during this time. That period, I was learning guitar and playing songs, writing my own songs. I would play them here and there for people, and I got a pretty good reception. Um, I ended up going to Arizona and, and staying. Initially because of an ex-boyfriend, but I stayed there after that relationship, and I was there like 9 years, I think. Anyway, what did I do there? I I did songs here and there, my own original songs. Got a good response, like I said. Someone actually was kind enough to offer to let me use their recording studio for free. I didn't even ask. They just heard me playing and they said, "Wow, you need to come record." They also invited me to be part of an a cappella group, but I don't know if it was me or them. It just didn't work out, but we did do some rehearsals and stuff together, like Stevie Wonder stuff, and it was fun. Uh, and yeah, I so what did I do next? I was in Arizona, and yeah, I was doing karaoke a lot. And karaoke is where I got the confidence. I still didn't have confidence really until this point. But I was doing karaoke in Arizona at a bar called IBT's, a gay bar, on 4th Avenue. Still there, as far as I know. And I was singing, and people would tell me, "You're a good singer." I'm like, "No, no, I'm not." They would say, like, "You should be a singer." I would say, like, "I want to be a singer." But then uh, people would be like, "You are a singer." I'm like, "No, no, I'm not." I had an idea of what a singer was. But it's true, if you can sing, you are a singer. You don't, it doesn't mean you're a professional singer, but you're still a singer if you can sing. But somehow this was all slowly giving me the confidence to sing and feel like I was actually good at it, because finally I was getting that kind of feedback quite a bit. And so one of the people there, Quentin, a Q, he was working at the bar, and he offered me my own show, my own performance show, like a variety show, and I would host it and also sing, and we would do, oh, it was great. We had all kinds of guest artists, and people would come sit down in the dance floor. We'd put chairs out, and it was great. It was my first experience as a singer where I got paid. So you could argue that I became professional. I don't know. I wouldn't say that, but yeah, I got paid for it. And then the same time period, I got offered to do the gay pride in Tucson, Arizona, which I did, and I was so happy that I was doing it, and I really started to feel a little momentum with my singing career, even though of course I still had a regular job. But yeah, so at that time, gosh, I also ended up playing live on the local radio and some of my original stuff, and people heard that, and I got a really great response from that. Um, but then I ended up doing a competition called Arizona Gay Idol, and I ended up winning in Phoenix. It was crazy, and I got like $10,000, I think, and uh, wow, that really impressed me. I mean, made an impression on me that I could win. I was singing New York State of Mind, you know it. Same song I did on the X Factor much later. But yeah, so yeah, after that, I moved to San Francisco not long after doing another Pride event. I did a concert there in Arizona, but then I moved to San Francisco because of relationships. Yeah, again. And I started to get to know the local scene. Uh, I sang at a little bar near my house called Rosella's. I don't think that's still there, but that's in the Fillmore in San Francisco. And that's where I met the lovely Dee Spencer, who was such is such a great person and was a great influence on my life. Unfortunately, I don't see her anymore because I live in Tokyo, but I lived in San Francisco about 11 years, and she was very important in my life when I was there. And anyway, she's like, "Hey, why don't you come do some sets with us? Like, come to this bar or this bar." And so I would go, and we played together forever, doing jazz, pop, gospel, anything you can imagine, Broadway. But also during this time, I had found a bar called Martuni's Piano Bar, and hello Skip if you're watching. Um, Martuni's felt like home to me. It was just so my vibe, I thought. Kind of classy, kind of dark, and like candlelightish with a bar, with a piano. And they would always have live music, live singers, live pianists, and people would go up there and sing. And I went up and I did a song, and I got a great reception. People were just really, really loving it. And I thought, oh, this is my home. This is my new home, my new home bar. And that's exactly what it became. Because I kept going back, and I ended up going. How did this work out? D Somehow me and Dee Spencer, the pianist that I met at Rosella's, we ended up having our own night, or it was, how did they put it? Was it our night or my night? I don't know. Anyway, we were doing open mic together for, I think it was 3 or 4 years. I think it was up to the point that if you put Jason Brock in Google Maps, someone told me this. I didn't do it, but they showed me. It would bring up Martuni's. I think because we were in the reviews, maybe we still are. But that was where I hung out. That's where I sang. Me and Dee Spencer were there all the time. But yeah, and I started doing my own concerts too, like like one night only kind of gigs, like a cabaret show. And I would do like an hour, hour and a half of songs, and of course I'd always have Dee, not always, but mostly, as long as she was available. But yeah, we would do these shows, and people would come, and it just seemed like things were really moving along well for me in entertainment. I'm not even talking about acting today. I've also done some of that and other entertainment stuff, but I'm talking about singing today. But things were really looking up, and that's when I I decided to go audition for the X Factor. I think I'd lived there, I don't know how many years. 5 years. I don't know. Anyway, the auditions for the X Factor were coming along, and this girl on Facebook said, "You should try out." And I'm like, "Yeah, I should. Why not go try out?" So I went over there, 8 in the morning. Oh my God. No, it was earlier. I bet it was like 6 in the morning. It was dark. And I was waiting in line, thousands of people there, waited all day, and I ended up having to. Oh, I think the first day you just get a ticket. Yeah, I got a ticket to come back the next day. So you had to wait a long time just to get your pass to come wait again. But I did it, went in, waited again, waited so long that I had to ask for permission to leave, go into. I had to drive, I had a car. I had to drive into the city, do a wedding where I sang at the wedding and played piano. Are you kidding? How did I even do that? And then go back and then do the audition. So I did it, and as you know, I eventually made it on that show, and I became a finalist on the X Factor. When I first sang for the celebrity judges, I felt that I was in the right place at the right time, and that I was finally being seen, by people who mattered in the industry. And if they loved me, then I must be good. That's what I thought. Of course, it's just TV. And on TV, you can't trust anything. But that's how I felt. And it gave me confidence. And so, the whole X Factor journey, I think I've talked about many times. But that whole period, it led to about 3 years of me being a self sustaining entertainer, only doing entertainment, mostly singing, for years. Years. Wow. But then eventually I ran out of money, ran out of fame, and I had to get a real job again. Most of the time here, I've had a real job. In all the stuff I'm talking about as an adult, I was working. But there were these 3 years where I was actually able to make it in entertainment, and that made me very happy, very satisfied. But it's unfortunately tough to sustain. So, but yeah, I was doing pride parties, gigs. I did recordings of my own stuff and also on other people's albums. Like, do you know Miguel Miggs, the DJ? I'm on his album with Michelle Indeglio. Do you remember her? I was so impressed that she was on the same album as me. Wow. We didn't do a song together. That's just one of the many artists that he collaborated with. I was one of them. But yeah, then then I decided I would move to Tokyo because I should tell you, I had decided to go back to school. Even though my music career was still going in San Francisco, uh, after I got a real job again, I kept singing, kept doing gigs, kept doing Pride, kept doing the Martuni stuff. I was doing live gigs out in the open doors in the city in San Francisco. I mean, I was doing everything. So I was singing, that will be my life. I'll always be singing. And that's true, it still is. As long as I have a voice, I'll always be singing. But then I had gone back to school because my job sucked and I didn't want to work in customer service or technical support forever. So I thought if I get a degree, it'll make a difference, right? So I did go back to school. And before I graduated, I had a chance to do study abroad. So I came here to Tokyo, planning on staying like 5 or 6 months or something. And then I decided I wanted to stay longer. So I signed up with all the talent agencies here. There are many, well, I guess you could say a handful, talent agencies that represent foreigners. And I started working here as a singer, as an actor, mainly as an actor. But I did get some singing jobs too. Like I did a video game where I sang in the video game by a famous company that I can't say because it's in the contract. Uh, but my name was credited in the game. Um, what else was I gonna say? I also did live concerts and do live concerts in Tokyo. I found a place that has a very familiar vibe, like I felt in San Francisco. It's called My Scotch, and it's a great bar in Roppongi that I love singing at. Uh, I wish it was closer, but it's Roppongi, which is not so close to my house. Anyway, so yeah, so my career continues. I'm still singing, and recently did a collaboration with Yui Stonewell, which is on my YouTube and it's on Spotify and all that. If you want to hear it, um, that is the last thing I did musically, other than, of course, my YouTube, where I still post things from time to time, and mainly based on requests from my patrons. But so if you want to influence what I do next, please become a patron and start voting. I do polls every month on what people want to hear. Um, and also, you can leave comments below. Tell me what you think. My life in music as a singer. It has been long because it has been my whole life, like I told you. But there were some really high moments and low moments. Um, right now is kind of a low moment. I mean, musically speaking, I don't really have a thing going on. I'm still doing concerts here and there, but COVID, I guess, had a big impact, huh? But after this, I don't know. Maybe I'll just continue like I am now. What do you think I should do? Okay, well, thank you for watching. And please like and subscribe and comment. I only say that out of habit. Okay, have a great day. Hope you enjoyed hearing about my singing career. Bye.